Got myself a special USB charger here that tells me how much power is going through that cord to the device. And if I have water damage on my phone or something, I can see if it's still charging. There's obviously other ways to do it, but most people probably have like a charging station for all their electronics now, like a charging area where they have a bunch of cords, or at least 2 or more. That's what I'm going to turn this into. I'm going to have like a little charging station. That can charge up my phone, my headset, my earbuds that I use when I'm mowing. I'm going to have a whole spot for that, and it has wireless charging on the top, and I'm going to test it out. Got it on AliExpress. This is the USB-C model. I wanted it so it would tell me individually each one all at once instead of pushing a bunch of buttons. AliExpress, it came... There's all the specs. I'll turn it a little bit sideways so there ain't no glare. AliExpress, it got here in 2 weeks, which is pretty nice. You have a bunch of different models. I would just use adapters if I need to go back to the old USB style, USB-A, which isn't really outdated fully at the time of making this, but I could just use adapters, and most things are USB-C now. Comes nicely packaged. This is probably gonna be the power cord. Oh, it's white. My friend actually has an older version of this, and the cord was black. And it is nice because everything's built into this instead of a charge brick on this. It's only going to be a 2-prong, like about 6 feet of cable, or 5. I'm always wrong on them estimates. So far it's looking good. I wish I could order it from Amazon or just a standard place, but it was AliExpress or right off their website, and AliExpress had a bunch of coupons, so I went ahead with that. It has great weight to it. My friend's older model does not have that good of weight to it. It almost just falls off when you plug something into it. First impressions is it's scratched a lot. I don't see a tear off. Yeah, there's no tear off. It's scratched to high heaven. You guys can't, I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, as I tilt it, you can see the other scratch. There is that one I tilt, and you can see if I tilt it this way, maybe you'll see the other scratch. Yeah, there's the other one. That light scratch is hard to see. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a bit heavy. That's a lot of scratches. So I really didn't remember which one I ordered, but it kind of sucks that the box shows me all USB-Cs. And then you get here and it's USB-Cs and A's, because I don't remember what I bought. It was a while ago. 200 watt wireless charging. That's where you're going to plug it in. I like that it's elevated a little bit for some airflow through there. It does have a little bit of grip on there, but it ain't much. Yeah, it ain't even enough to grab its own box. Let's plug her in and see what she does. I'm going to undo this power cord. Put away the knife. I could feel it turn on. Okay. Like the old tube TV days when you turned on TV, you can hear it. Button doesn't do anything. Oh, the temperature. You hold it and it... PD, there is no manual, as you can see. There's nothing in there. I love how companies are going that way. I'm gonna leave it on PD. I don't know what QC is, but I know what PD is. Wireless charging. So let's go ahead and put a phone on there that can wireless charge. You heard it kick on. And it tells me up in the top right that it's doing 3 watts. This phone can handle up to the 15 watts. There it goes. Up to 7, 6, 8, 9. I'm not going to sit here forever. That's taking forever. Okay. Now let's test out one of these ports with a USB-A. I'll plug it in, which I'm running a magnetic cord on this phone. Okay. Go ahead and plug that in. And it doesn't do nothing. Now you guys can see that plugged in. Doesn't do nothing. Let's plug in the other side. USB-C to USB-C. Oh, that's nice. Look, came up super fast charging, which is hard to get. It is charging my phone at 9 to 10 volts, it says, at 1.8 amps and 17 watts. Let's make sure each one of them is working. Okay, so as we go down, it goes from the 65 watt to 45 to 30 to 20 to 20. So that's only going to be fast charging on the bottom two, which comes out to 9 volts, amp and a half. It's coming out with the same stuff as when I was up higher, but my phone actually told me it was not fast charging. Now we're getting the same watts, the same volts, but my phone says it's a bit different. There, it went up to 9 volts again. 16. I almost think this thing's lying. I don't really feel that that's what's coming out of it. I do have a tester, but my phone is just good enough test. I don't know if you can hear when it kicks on. It's making the different sounds. It's making the different sounds, but this thing's saying it's putting out the same thing. It should be saying it's putting out 12 volt. And I'll get to that in a second. So let's see why this wasn't charging. Because this just came off my GoPro.
Work email.
Perfect. I'm gonna go get another charger and show you guys. And I'm not editing. Well, hopefully I did some editing there. If not, sorry you had to watch all that. I do have a tester, but I could not find it. I know, be ready for the video when you make a video, but I was not. That card was actually working on a different device. And it's not working on this one. Well. So do you only get to pick one or the other? If I go in here to this PD, I change it to QC. Now is it going to charge my phone? No, there's just nothing on this side. Let's reset it for a bit. Alright, killed the power to it. Okay, let's kick the power back on. And now it charges. It's fast charging, which is good. Well, let's see what it was saying. 5 volt, 9 volt. That is what the phone is saying. And up here, it probably should do about the same. Those things having a heyday. There, it cleared out. Not liking it. May have to be doing a return. Scratches didn't bug me too much. They are a lot, but it's fast charging, 9 volt. Everything it does, it says it's doing the same amount. Guess I'm gonna have to get a different product to push in there. We'll go back to wireless charging. Okay. Been unplugged for a little bit. It's still saying 5 volt. And it won't charge. I'm gonna leave that on there. You guys just sit there while I go get something that trickle charges and see if it will slowly charge it. So I'm back and it never kicked the charger on. Kind of weird. Let's see if the USB-C still works. Okay, it still works. So to get the other side to work, just put it back on PD. Not looking good so far. Let's make sure that C still works. Okay, it's still working. Let's see if this has come out of its funk. Nope, didn't come out of its funk. But let's do a test if it did work. Okay. Same 5 volt on all that stuff. Let's see if it does not super fast charge, which is understandable through USB-C. or USB-A, only through USB-C. So this is limited to 16 watt, it says. I don't know why every single thing I put in, it says that, but we're going to test that right now. I'm going to unplug it and plug it back in and see what it does. Let's leave that one unplugged for a little bit. I'm going to plug in this other power bank I got, which fast charges, but also will slow charge. And it charges at 12 volt. It won't even kick back on to nothing. I'm curious if it will say it's charging this at 12 volt. Oh, and clear up to 21 volt. 21 volt. 21 volt, 4 amp hour, 80 watt. It's charging this thing at 80 watt. Okay. And we still have not gotten this to work. So I'm going to shut it off. Turn it back on with it already plugged in, and now that thing's trying to charge it. There, we got a 5 volt. It's charging at 5 volt, 3 amps, 15 watt. Good, so it is adjusting down to 5 volt. I was beginning to think it wasn't, because everything was 9 volt for some reason. And that one doesn't work. Again, I have to shut it off to make it work. This is the real slow charger. It's using micro USB. Five volt at an amp and a half at 7 watt. That would take forever to charge this thing, but if you got all night. And then if we go to plug in this, it's probably not going to work because for some reason, nope. Will it at least charge 2 things at once? Let's shut it down again. It's getting tedious. And let's see if it can charge 2 things at once. It's charging just how it's supposed to. 9 volt on one, whatever on the other. USB-C works great. That actually switched over to a different style. There we go. Now it's fast charging. I wonder why it took a while to switch over. I don't know. I think I hit and miss here without a manual. You really don't know how it's supposed to act. I'm sure you don't have to unplug it each time you go to use it. At least the USB-A side. But yeah, hopefully this helps somebody out. It's just super fast charging my phone at 9 volt, which I think it's supposed to charge at 12 volt, but whatever gets my phone charged if I was wanting to use the fast charge. If not, I could shut that feature off in my phone. Thanks for watching.